Hi, I got some tissue cultures just in and I need to acclimate them. So I thought I would video how I acclimate my tissue culture plants and take you along with me. So let's get started. So I got quite a few Alocasias and there are variegated. Let me show you one by one. So here we got Alocasia zebrina, aurea variegated. And you see it just has amazing variegation. So I purchased all these from a seller on Palm Street, which is a selling app for live sellers. So I was able to see these plants, exact plants, and I was able to bid on them. So that makes it great for me because I'm super picky about my plants because I want to make sure that, especially if they're variegated, they've got to have great variegation. So here, this is Alocasia Jacklyn aurea variegata. So this one also has just beautiful variegation. You can see they all come in these bags. They're sealed, and it's normal for, like you see this clear stuff, that's the auger it was growing in. And so in shipping and stuff, it's normal for it to break apart like this and be scattered about. We're going to be pulling it out of the bag anyway, so that's not a big deal. We don't want to keep it much longer in these bags than we need to. So here's another Alocasia Jacklyn that I got. Let's see, and this one is Silver Dragon aurea. So in these bags, it's kind of hard to see with the reflection, but hopefully you can kind of see what they look like, and we'll take them out. And here's a Silver Dragon aurea variegata. And this one I got on discount. You can see it has some yellowing leaves, and so it's not in the greatest condition, but it's still very much viable. So I got it for a good deal. And this one is Alocasia variegated pink snow. So this one had more leaves. I think it was the closest to the heat pack, so it kind of got probably a little warmer than it should have. And this is the one philodendron that I got, and this one is the variegated billy. Beautiful. So you can see all these little guys, they're all tiny little baby plants. So you can see in this, like, this is just a little baby that I'm going to have to acclimate. So right now they're in a sealed environment, which is pretty close to 100% humidity. They've been living in this agar that's been giving them everything that they need. And so when you take them out, they're going to need to be rerooted. So basically treating it like an unrooted cutting. You're going to need to put it in a very high humidity, and in order for it to grow more roots and get acclimated into the soil. And then when it has enough roots, we'll be able to pull it out and it'll be able to grow on its own. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm sharing with you what I do to acclimate my plants. And I've done this quite a few times. I feel comfortable with it, but I'm not a tissue culture lab. I'm just one person that does purchase every once in a great while tissue cultures that I really like. And I have had good success with my method, but it's by no means the best method, and it's by no means the only method, but it is a good method that's worked really well for me. So I'm sharing with you how I do it. If you have any experiences that you'd like to share, please leave them in the comment. I'd love to hear how you do it, and any tips and tricks that can help our community would be great. So first off, I take these guys out of the bag and we're going to clean the auger off of them as much as possible. Clean them off, and I wear gloves while doing this. You don't know what's in it, like what chemicals or hormones or whatever. So just to be on the safe side, put on some gloves and I'll clean out the auger. So this one, I just get a glass for each plant with water, and I just use tap water. I don't think it's necessary for distilled water. I'm not going to be watering with distilled water. I feel tap water is good enough, and I've not had any problems before. So we'll start with the billietiae, the billy. So you could just basically just pull them apart, the bag. If you need, you can get scissors if you need to. Okay, so when we're opening it up, you can see there, this one, you can see that gray in there. That's just charcoal. That's just an ingredient that they put inside the agar. So see, I bring it out. Any big chunks of the agar, that which is the jelly stuff, try to pull it off. Try to be gentle. I did just accidentally pull off a leaf, but that's okay. It's got plenty of leaves. And then I dunk it into the water. And you can, I don't know if you can see, but when you can see quite a bit of the agar coming off. Just getting it as clean as possible. Dipping it, giving it a little bath. So this is the billietiae. Look at how cute it is. Let's see. Are we focusing? It's got beautiful variegation. So we got our plantlet. It looks really nice and clean, so I'm going to go ahead and plant it. I prepared my cups. I know in my last few videos ago, I had mentioned how I usually use peat on all my things, but I just made the switch to cocoa coir and cocoa chunks and stuff. So this is what this is. So this is 2 parts cocoa coir and 1 part perlite. And I've been really loving it. So I've been trialing it for a while, and I officially made the switch. I've been growing in peat for the longest time, so now I am a cocoa coir kind of gal now. Okay. I've been really loving it, liking the results. I'll make a video of more detail about that. So here's my little plantlet. Let's see, in its little cup. So the thing is, once you get it planted, put it in humidity as soon as possible. Don't let it sit out for any minutes. If you need time to prepare your humidity chamber, then leave it in water while you do that and then plant it. I'm going to put this baby, give it a little drink of water, and then we'll continue with the next one. Okay, I'm back. So I was thinking, rather than going back and forth multiple times to get it in the humidity chamber, I'm just going to do all these guys all at once, and then we can transfer them over there. So I'm going to keep them in water while I'm getting each one cleaned off. So, and the other thing I didn't get to mention is I did make labels. So you want to make sure you're keeping your labels straight, because sometimes, especially when plants are this small, you don't want to get them confused. You might lose the ID. So you got to be super careful. Put the label on as you go so you don't get mixed up. So we got 2 Jacklyns. Let's open them up. Yeah, this one is a lot easier. That other one was a little difficult to open up, but this one is nice. Okay, the first Jacklyn. Okay, so I'm going to pull off any of the old agar, and then you see how it has yellowing leaves down there? Just pull them off. That usually they just are very easy to pull off. You're not going to need like pruners or anything. Just pull off the old leaves. And then I'm just going to like try to pull off any of the auger. Okay. So I'm going to put it in the water. You kind of just swirl it in it. Give her a bath. Let her dunk in and out. Okay. I'm going to let her sit in there. So we'll put her over here. And how I keep track, I'm just going to keep her, keep her little bag, her tag underneath her cup. And that's how we'll keep track of her for right now. This is the other Jacklyn. So this one is, these ones are a lot easier just to rip open. That's a yellowing leaf. Just going to take that off. Okay, and get our new cup. We're just going to get as much as we can off. You just don't want it to be stuck to the plant and then growing like fungus and stuff on it. Okay, now I'm going to get the label, put it under its cup over here. So this is a pretty sad, the Silver Dragon, Aurea variegata. So we have one good leaf though. That newest leaf is still good, but I'm going to pull off those two. They're gone. Okay. So yeah, we got this guy. So that older leaf already just came off. This one I would like to take off just because it's just on its way out. There's no reason to keep it on. You can see how like the roots are just kind of like not really that great, but I'm not concerned with the roots that it's going to grow new roots. So I'm not too concerned about, it's not going to die if it doesn't have the best roots. The best thing is that the stem, the leaves, has some leaves to grow, keep growing, because it's going to regrow those. Okay, it's a little baby. Like I said, this one is the one that I got for a good deal, so it's not too detrimental. Okay, I'm going to put its little tag over here. Okay, we have this other Silver Dragon. This one is a beauty. Okay. Oops. There we go. Oops. Okay. So see, like these lower leaves are definitely dead. We don't need them. It's better to clean them off. So you could just gently pull them off. Now this one has beautiful roots. Of course, if it has roots, it's always nice. It's a nice extra bonus. So here's this little guy. Going to put him in this water. Okay, the tag, put it to the side. Okay, there's the zebrina. Some people do a treatment for the plantlets when they bring them out for acclimation with like a fungicide. I've never done that, and I don't really find it necessary, and that's just my preference and opinion. So I definitely haven't lost anything, but I think if you had something that, you know, maybe it was super contaminated and just very valuable, maybe you would look into something like that. But I think if it looks okay, it's fine. I haven't done it, and I don't have a problem with it. I think it's more important that what you're cleaning them out of. Like, I'm using new cups, I'm using clean tap water, new propagation cups, new soil. I'm not reusing anything that's going to introduce anything bad from a previous plant, you know. So make sure you have all your stuff is brand new, clean. That's going to set you up for success. I think that's more important than the fungicide, because it's coming out. These look fine. There's nothing growing on them. A couple of dead leaves, nothing bad. I'm not concerned. They look great for the most part. Okay, so I got this guy. I plucked off a leaf. Now I'm going to give him his dunk. You see his roots? He does have a little bit of the agar still on there, so we're just going to dip him in, give him a little swim, get him nice and clean. And this is the zebrina. You can already tell that by you could tell by the petioles. You could see that striping of the purple. That's really classic look of zebrina. And look at the variegation. She's going to be so gorgeous. Or she is gorgeous. She's going to keep growing gorgeous. All right, so this is the zebrina. Put it with its tag. And this is the last. This is variegated snow pink. So this one did actually have 2 leaves when I bought it that looked really nice, and then it lost it during transit. That's unfortunate, but we'll see. It was the one closest to the heat pack, but yeah. So this one, so I'm seeing, like, you see how it's like translucent, kind of goopy. Smells a little weird. The roots, yeah, I think it's gonna be fine. It just sometimes happens. We got these 2 leaves, taking them off. And cleaning that. Okay, I'm gonna put it in. Yeah, a lot of that roots, you see how they're just sloughing off. So, but the actual stem and the newest leaf looks good. So I don't think there's going to be a problem there. It's okay. So now I got them all cleaned off, and they're soaking in their waters. I'm going to, let's see, plant them. Let's see how we can let's do that so we can do it quickly. So let's label these guys. And we'll match them to the plant. I've recently gotten the label maker that uses a thermal printer, and I've been loving it. So easy to use. So like I mentioned before, we got to be quick. Once they're planted, I'm going to go straight into the humidity and water them in, and they'll be good to go. And for this one, it's super crucial for that humidity part. Just make sure you're giving it adequate humidity. You'll know right away. If you're not, then like the leaves will start drying out pretty quickly. So, yep, that's my 2 cents. Okay, so Got 2 Jacklyn labeled. Let's get them planted. Let's see. Here's 1 Jacklyn. So I'm just going to wiggle it again just to make sure you gain any excess. Give it a last good dunk. Oh, this one has a yellow leaf I missed. That's okay. Pull it off now. Just going to put a little hole in there and I'm going to plant it. You want to plant it where that root region is, but don't plant it so deep that you're covering the growth point. So see, the new leaf is coming up. That one's done. Let's keep going quickly. Yeah, this one is a Jacklyn. This one says Jacklyn. Very good. Swirl it around. Like again, you can see the roots there. It's going to, that's where we're going to bury up to, is just that root zone. Good. Got next Jacklyn. Move these out of the way. Okay, who do we have next? Poly Pink Variegated. And that's this guy here. Oh, nope. This guy here. Poly Pink Variegated. It's a 1-leafer. Swish it around. Poke a hole into the soil. And I'm going to plant it. Boom. Next. Alocasia Zebrina aurea. That's this beauty here. Oh, I'm so in love with her variegation. This is just like, she's got enough leaves where you could just see like, wow, each leaf is just amazing. Pretty happy. When I saw her, I had to get her. Okay. Let's get going. This one is the dragon, Silver Dragon. And those are the last 2 we have. So Silver Dragon, and the last one is Silver Dragon. So we made it. This guy. There he is. This one is the Silver Dragon. Okay. Poke a hole. Put him in. I'm going to pull it up just a little bit. Don't want it too deep. Okay. So we got them all done. Quick, simple, easy. If you've never done TC, it's just acclimating. It's as easy as that. I'm sure, like, obviously you can make it a lot more complicated. And if you were, I'm sure some people have other practices they think is great, and that's great. But this is what I do, and I've found that it works great for me. Right now I'm going to just give them a little bit of drink of water, and then I'm going to put them in a humidity chamber. I've shown in my past videos how I have propagation bins, and that's my low tech. I do have a propagation chamber for more difficult cuttings that maybe they're more stubborn. They take longer to root. So for these, I don't feel like they'll be difficult or anything like that. You can, and I know people do acclimate tissue culture in the propagation bins, like the little totes and stuff. I want to make sure that these live, and you know, I don't have any others. These are my first plants of these varieties for the most part. I have some silver dragons and a poly pink But, you know, I want to make sure I give them a good start because this is the first generation. I'll grow these out, and then from there I'll propagate corms, and then I'll be able to have babies for sale in my plant shop. So, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a water. And I'm just giving just enough that it moistens the soil, but I'm not saturating it where you're going to have sitting water. Just enough just to give it a drink of water, make sure that it's hydrated during the time it's going to be rooting. Hey guys, so this is the propagation chamber I was talking to you about. You can see that it does, it's on a timer where every 3 hours it comes on and does the fogging for 2 minutes. And so it's making sure it's getting replenished humidity, so it never dries out. So there's our little TCs in there, ready to root. So that's how I acclimate my tissue culture plants. You saw that it was really easy, simple, straightforward, not hard at all. So if I can do it, you can do it. And you know, like, I don't have a lab. I'm not using any special fungicides or anything like that. It just is cleaning them off, getting them into a clean potting soil, watering them in, and putting them in high humidity. So I'll have them in my propagation chamber until I see their roots coming through. So those plastic cups are great because it's clear. So you see the roots when they're coming along the sides of the pot. You know that they're there. You see them. And so I see that, and then I'm seeing that they're actively starting to grow new leaves. That's when I know, okay, they're ready to come out. And so I just do a case by case basis and go from there. So that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and happy gardening.